we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, we have changed. We have a
Here we
Warlock
go.
band.
So get your PogChamps out. This is the grand finals of the CIS regional qualifiers for TI8. So here we go. ESPADA
this is hype.
Winstrike.
Look at the teams. Look at the two teams. I don't think anybody would have expected one of these two teams to be the ones going to TI, right?
Winstrike.
Well,
I was
FlyToMoon.
I saw for FlyToMoon, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like if you had said that, like, let's say 3 months ago or something.
Oh, sure. In
Right?
terms, you're not talking just about in this region, but you're just thinking about teams in the world that would get to TI.
I mean, people were.
It's like FlyToMoon's not been around for that long.
Yeah, I think people weren't really thinking too much about each region to region and just being like, oh, who's actually going to come out of CIS? And it's like,
I think there were like 4 teams that people thought like this region when you looked at it was very competitive because you had Navi, Spirit, Vega,
Empire,
and all like I'm not even mentioning FlyToMoon, but after what was it, Epicenter, FlyToMoon was on the radar for that as well. So that's 5 teams that people thought, well, these teams are going to do real bad, or real good. Sorry,
yeah.
My bad, because I think Vega and Navi obviously underperformed to people's expectations.
Yeah, I mean they didn't do well.
Spirit didn't make it into the top 2 ESPADA, just showing everybody that they're a really good squad.
Where's the Lycan?
Yeah, where's the Lycan, man? Where's the
Oh,
Lycan?
there it is.
Oh, right.
What did they
Bounty
first
Hunter is
pick?
still
But where's
in,
the
though.
bounty hunter bound?
Do they take the bounty? I don't know if they will.
I don't think Winstrike would take it to steal it.
I think they just want to prove that they can beat it.
Oh, they
take
do.
it.
Never mind. All
They
right.
take
They
it.
do.
Alright,
They
alright.
steal it from
Hype.
immersion.
That's really good. I think.
Alright.
I mean, I don't think you want to give that. They've won every game with bounty, right?
Yeah,
They
probably.
did not lose a game with bounty. I don't think I'm
so.
mistaken.
ESPADA has not lost.
ESPADA
again.
did not lose a game with bounty, right? At all
Not
in the
that
whole
we've
qualifier.
seen for sure.
Okay, cool. In the playoffs, sorry. Well, they only
I think during the group stage neither,
during group stage either. Okay, cool.
because I commentated some of them during group stage, and
Yeah,
I've seen it played. I think they played it at least once, maybe twice, and otherwise it was banned against them.
Let's see.
They lost. They didn't lose a lot of matches as well. They only lost 2 matches. One of them against Spirit. There was a Luna Windranger Disruptor ex-Zeus thing, which they eventually lost. And then the other game they lost was against Vega, where Vega picked. Sorry, no, they won that game. Hold on, which other game did they lose? They lost against.
This
Where
microphone smells
are
funny.
they? Oh, day 2. Sorry. So they must have lost against.
Smells of what? It doesn't smell of anything.
Oh, against these guys. Yeah,
Come on,
and
let's-
also no bounty hunter as well.
Yeah.
Cleaning product.
It was an
No,
undying
it smells
support.
like a microphone.
So ESPADA, they go for Tusk, very good at finding the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Bane, very strong laner, so the bounty can't punish the lanes. So I mean, when you're playing with a guy who's an expert at bounty, right? Like immersion in theory obviously should be. He's gonna know how to deal with it, and
He
this
knows
is their
exactly
approach.
how.
You know, Tusk very good at matching the roam. You roll in, you dust, you'll get the kill on the bounty majority of the times in the lane. Same thing with Bane. But now this PL comes out. This was banned in the 4th ban all 3 games in the last series.
Oh, it's very good with the bounty as well. You get defusal, 6 on bounty, you just track, kill.
These 2 heroes do not deal well with PL either.
No, a lot of single target.
Who is playing the
You
PL for
can't
them? Is
catch
it
him.
Iceberg or is it Silent?
Oh, but yeah, silent. I'm
Probably
sure.
silent, but they
Yeah.
can change
You
depending
want
on what they
Iceberg or
see.
something flashier, I think.
Yeah, I think
agree.
I agree with that
Yeah.
one actually.
I do agree. PL can be flashy.
I mean, I guess so, but there's always that period at the start where you have to farm the diffusal. Like, you can't
course.
do anything until you... Well, sure you can, but you really want to prioritize just your team fighting whilst you're farming the diffusal. And sure, when you get the diffusal, you're all into the fights, but there's that period.
Now they get to hide one of their supports. And that this, like when you first do a PL like this too, you're going to start bringing a lot of attention to it, right? It's just like, oh my God, they first do PL. We have to start picking things to deal with it.
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
I mean,
blah.
I think RTW might want to play the Jara this game. Don't you think? Did you like the Jara?
So just quick note. This is the first game they've played Tusk. This is the very first game. And
First
on Bane,
game,
they are
okay.
3-0. So they definitely have some experience on Bane.
Yeah.
The Tusk is maybe their answer to the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. I mean, both of these are kind of a way. They're
Very
also
looks
just
like,
good
right?
heroes. Kind of in
Yeah.
a way. Tusk maybe not so much anymore, but they're good versus the bounty.
Right.
For lanes.
So they had this stuff prepared, most likely.
Yeah.
Feels
It
like
has
it
to
is.
be. They banned the clock. I actually like that. I think Winstrike is... I think they're the best team that actually plays the clock because they run in those 2 roles. And I mean, Nangrata clock. This guy is just scary in the off lane. It gives him that Shadow Fiend opener. Gives him a lot of options. They take
You're
out
right,
the X.
Yeah, Ree is asking food things.
Okay.
Oh, is she right?
Bring all
Apparently
the
there was
food.
no guacamole anymore.
That's fine. Just don't
So
get
she
it.
wants to make her own.
Oh, yeah, you can just get
no,
avocado.
That's
not
gonna
that
make a
hard.
mess in my kitchen.
It's like 4 ingredients.
As if you're the one tidying it.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
tired in
It's
it.
like
Exactly.
avocado, salt,
There is never a way
pepper,
around
some
tights
lime,
anything.
and some onions. And if you want, you could do some jalapenos and stuff. And tomatoes.
I mean, it sounds tasty.
Guacamole is great.
Does
yeah.
anybody not like coriander?
I love coriander.
I mean, coriander's like,
What? It's great.
Coriander's
Yeah, but I mean,
amazing.
it's not. I know it's not bad. It's just not necessary, is it? I mean, I don't
Coriander's
mind
good.
it. I'll go.
I like coriander and cumin. Those are good spices.
I just told her coriander is fine.
Disruptor.
Disrupt the ban.
With Bounty, I think,
Axe
yeah.
ban.
We've seen the
yeah.
damage that Bounty Disruptor can do. ESPADA loves that combo themselves.
You don't think they want to take the jar?
I mean, they could. They love the hero.
They
so.
love the jar. That's what I'm thinking.
PL versus Gyro is like kind of weird though, because it can get to a point where the PL is a monster
What are we
versus the
thinking
Gyro.
for off lanes? Because there's not that many left in the pool.
No, they have been taken out.
Luna.
So instead of the Luna, or instead of the Gyro, they're building Luna.
Yeah.
So this also strengthens their lanes, at least in damage.
Oh, wouldn't you love to see a BZZ Underlord this game? Or would you not?
Oh, the question is, this is actually
It'd
the
be
first
worth it,
game
wouldn't it?
where there's
So
we
the
see
bounty, if you get Crimson Guard, bounty can't kill anyone.
No, Underlord's great. With I think with me,
Root
I
against
actually
the PL.
I only really like Underlord when you have Luna.
ESPADA
Yeah.
plays the Naga together with Nyx's Pugna, and they just run over people. That's what they did in the group in the group stages.
The Naga.
No, Pugna,
With Pugna.
Luna.
Oh yeah, Naga, Siren, and Pugna are still there.
Yep.
Yeah, but where do they run Naga? They can't pick Naga.
I'm not saying Naga. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said Pugna.
Yeah. They would have awkward draft if they have Naga.
And Pugna was banned out against them in previous games. So 3 of them.
Witch Doctor? All right, because they know the Underlord's coming. You know what I'm saying? And this might does this put you off getting Underlord because Maledict's there?
I
Or
don't
not
think
enough? You think it's not that much of a problem?
No, I mean Underlord.
But Maledict's pretty
Underlord
good
does
against
look good.
Underlord.
I mean Underlord looks great with the Luna because you're versus bounty,
Yeah.
so you group up, you go. And versus PL, yeah, like you said, you can't doppel out of that
Underlord
route
would
anymore.
be
It can be
so
very annoying.
good right now. Would be ZZ.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, the Sand King's not bad as well. If he wants to just go for the Sand King BZZ, which we saw him on last game.
Yeah.
Do very well. And again, extra sort of lockdown against the PL.
I mean, Sheep said right. There's limited offlaners. So
Yeah.
we've got a couple banned out.
And the question is, do you want to pick it now or you want to wait for 5th?
I think picking out protect your mid. And
There you go.
oh,
There you
BZZ Pangalia. Oh,
You
Pango
liking it?
versus PL.
BZZ Panga.
There are not going to be illusions in majority of those fights, even to the later stages. You do a lot
Shreds
of damage with your two nukes.
Right.
Very easy to find the real PL2 if you do get the swashbuckle off and you get your heart piercer thingy.
10 seconds.
You know exactly which one the real PL is.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Have we seen BZZ play Pango in this qualifiers?
We have.
Let me
We
check.
haven't.
Me and you
But I mean,
haven't,
he probably, or is it, this isn't the first showing, is it? The BZZ
Okay,
Pango.
it can't be.
That's a lot of team fight that they've gotten right now.
It wasn't a
The Luna and
ticket.
the
It must
Pango.
have been opens then.
Okay.
So yeah, something a bit fresh
Oh,
from
they
ESPADA.
might have failed the ticket though.
Ah, okay.
Just because Knoxville told me like something was dodgy with the ticket. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I'll try to verify. Let's see.
Give me some Bloodseeker versus that Pango.
Against the Panga. I mean, it's pretty
They don't
nice.
pick it. They haven't been picking it though. No Bloodseekers.
Iceberg has played it.
Is it?
I think so.
I wouldn't
Give me-
say,
you
it
know
doesn't
what?
seem like an
Give me
iceberg
an
here.
iceberg pudge. Let's
Oh.
go.
Is
I
it
don't
a
think
good
that's
pudge game? It's not a bad pudge game.
It's not horrible.
It's not terrible.
But it's, I think that was a one and done maybe. But
Yeah,
I
we can
think
cross
so.
our fingers.
It's best of 5.
You never know.
Screw it. Get
Game
a pudge
one.
game.
Yeah.
Of course, for anyone in chat thinking we're crazy, he did play
He played
mid-pudge
mid-pudge.
and he dominated with
He
it the
was-
other day.
Owning.
And they're about fighting, right? Their lineup, they've got bounty. They want to just battle. I mean, they're probably not picking it, but still,
No, they're probably not picking.
be cool.
Maybe they pick something like... Does Iceberg play Zeus?
Did you put my water away? Didn't I just fill up a water in front of
It's
you?
right. Is it
It's
there?
right there.
Water right there.
Oh, it's the. Thank you, Sheep.
You're welcome.
I thought Owen took it.
Radiant
No, no,
No,
no.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Night Stalker's in the pool.
Night
Night Stalker's in the pool, yeah.
Stalker. So the vision game's going to be strong with the bounty hunter, with the track vision, the extra vision for them. That's not a monster. Can you?
Yeah, but
get-
you know what? We're using glassic. We're using
Glass?
glass, not plastic. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
see,
Better for
Hey,
the
BTS
there is a
environment.
Reddit
I
thread.
saw it.
There is a Reddit thread. Use glass, not plastic.
Oh yeah.
I was about to drink the microphone.
I saw LD put 100 plastic bottles into a bin, not even in recycling. That's a joke, by the way.
Oh my
That's
God.
a horrible.
You would never do
That's
that.
a horrible
Abort the
accusation.
stream.
mate.
That's terrible.
Terrible accusation.
I've seen you do that.
I'm sorry. I'm a slander. Don't get. I'm sorry.
Slander.
I don't worry. I saw LD recycle 500 Monster cans
In a row.
in a row after he drunk them all over a spread of a year as part of a balanced diet.
There you go.
Of
Good
course.
save.
And he saved them up so he could throw them all.
He said
all
also
at
could do it at
once.
the same time. It's an annual thing in the Gorman family.
And
you
so
know.
he could recycle.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's good.
Dire
Right,
team
Ember
back.
Spirit removed. I think we're looking for a iceberg hero for Winstrike last. And
I do like that ban
yeah,
because their control is still pretty limited for these, like this PL, the Ember, these very elusive heroes. And Iceberg played a very good one before. And right now with their draft, they're looking to fight, but they're not looking to take straight up 5-man fights on the side of Winstrike. They're going to split the map up, try to get pickoffs with Night Stalker and Bounty, control the vision of the map. ESPADA has a lot more just team-oriented go time lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
So yeah, I think the Ember would have been a pretty good fit for Iceberg. Well, there's a
20
Wind Ranger
seconds.
still in the pool.
Oh, and it's the Kunka ban.
I think
Kunka
Wind
ban.
Ranger could be an option here for him. But that
For wins
gives him-
for Iceberg.
That's very single target. Their
Yeah,
lineup is
that-
full single target then.
I mean, I think he might just go. I mean, he might just play the Luna, don't you think? Heavy burst against that Luna early on and such.
They've got
10 seconds
Tusk and
remaining.
Pango to get on top of her though, which can be a little bit threatening.
Sure, yeah.
5
But
seconds
I'm not. Iceberg Heroes.
SFs, TAs,
SFTA Storm.
Invokers, Quops.
Give me the punch.
Quap or Storm. I think Quap or Storm could be the option here.
TA.
What about Phantom Assassin?
I think Quap or Storm. I don't think PA.
Radiant team picked.
Storm
It is
Rise
Storm.
the Storm. There you go.
Got it.
Very.
Nice.
I like. Yeah, the Storm.
It's exactly following
it's a
what
good
we were
game.
talking about. They're looking to
game,
just
cool.
split the map up. This
Yeah.
is not like you look at the right side. You look at the Winstrike side. There we go. And it's not team fight oriented. It's split up the map, farm out the side lanes, find when people are taking with those. While ESPADA is all about grouping and fighting.
Yeah, they got the
Yeah.
track. They got the Night Stalker to hunt targets down, and the Storm
10
Spirit to come in and finish them off.
Yeah. It's a
What's-
harder to execute lineup,
Okay.
5
but
seconds remaining.
it's got good win condition. I mean where's Blitz? What's
Is
the meme? Is this a free Storm game? Right.
With
the butterfly or whatever, right?
So far, I would say it is.
It looks like a very good
I
Storm
would say
game.
that you got a great team around you, as you say.
As long as you don't get snowball ran over and this Luna pushes all
we'll
your
see
buildings.
what we'll
Maybe
get is the
there's a
mid-lane
mid-laner,
matchup.
Yeah, mid-lane matchup
What's
to
the What are we
gonna get
seal the
mid?
deal
What
for
is Nyx?
ESPADA.
What is Nyx gonna play?
Let's track.
Plays a Lish again.
You like it?
He had a rough game
struggled.
earlier. He had a rough
did
game
struggle.
earlier, Nix, on the left track. I
Lesh
mean,
Lesh
sure.
versus Storm.
Anyway, in lane, if you get a rotate, you kill that Storm. You know,
It's
with the
gonna be a
task,
bounty, though.
they could certainly put the pressure on him.
You
on
don't
mid.
need to take the microphone with you. You can
Yeah.
just leave it because there's still
Oh, yeah.
microphone. Yeah, we got
Also,
new
in general,
ones.
guys, you're gonna be live when you see the in-game overlays. All right.
Okay.
That's our cue. Because you guys were always like, "Oh, are we live? Are we live?"
Hello.
You're live when you see the in-game overview.
The
You
in-game
guys,
the in-game overlay, guys.
don't worry.
I had to plug my microphone in.
I know there was no flame, you honest.
Don't worry. You'll get the lovely
Great.
voices of Odie Pixel and Fogged in a
Wait.
second. And they are just walking up the stairs, so I'm here to talk until they do. I say that, but apparently it's very difficult to close the door for Owen. So, anyway, this is best of 5. We are having the grand finals: ESPADA versus Winstrike. Winner of this best of 5 will make it to TI8. A lot on the line, but you know it's the best of 5, so there is some chances to just experiment and try to get the feel of the enemy team. We've already seen these teams go up against each other before. Winstrike was victorious in that series. Let's see if ESPADA learned from that series, and let's see if they can get the one up on this best of 5. Let's head over to the commentary team.
Are we live?
Oh,
Are we live?
he said when we're overlay, when in-game overlay.
This isn't an overlay, though. This is just
This is the in-game.
All right, hello, ladies
We
and
live.
gentlemen. Welcome to Game 1 of the Best of 5 Grand Finals of the CIS Regional TI8 Qualifiers between ESPADA and Winstrike. And if it's on the fog, then we're going to be able to see who's going to make it out on top. We've just seen the 2 drafts. We've got some exciting stuff going on this game. We've got a BZZ Pangalia. We've got an Iceberg Storm Spirit. And we've got the Bounty Hunter coming in on Winstrike's side as they took it away from Immersion.
I'm excited for this. I love seeing like throwback kind of things, and I keep moving away from the microphone. I gotta stop. Sorry, JJ. I know you're probably like losing it. But the Bounty Hunter, Night Stalker, they can snowball out of control in laning phase, and these track kills can really start to build up because you have the track down. If they can split this up, like what we were saying, ESPADA, team fight oriented, Winstrike more about splitting up the map and just trying to out economy them.
How hard can they could sort of crush the Storm early on in the lane, do you think, with rotations? Do you think it's going to be tough for Iceberg early on, or do you think he's going to be all right?
I mean, he might suffer a little. I mean, it's Iceberg, right? I've seen Iceberg Storm in like the worst matchups, and somehow he has 9 kills in the first 15 minutes or something. He's very active on this Storm Spirit, and we'll probably see something like that as well. And the Bounty Hunter can help alleviate some of that pressure off from that mid lane. The thing is that you've got base damage advantage of Storm. You've got a very high mana pool to always spam your static remnants and push the lane in onto the Lesh too. So it's a lot about lane control and where the positioning is. But a rotation could really punish him. But rotating right now is a bit difficult, right? You ideally want to rotate at like the nighttime because you want to keep your dual lanes there for the first 4 minutes to make sure that your offlaner gets experienced.
Once again, we'll see how things go around the rune spots as this game does begin.
Let's watch this Bounty Hunter movement. Let's see if he can do the same impact that we saw Immersion have in that last game. Just forced so many sentry wards, just a lot of movement around the map too. So they're bringing the 3 heroes up. We've seen them do this a couple times now, where they just start 3 heroes aggressively to make sure they can claim those 2 bounty runes. And they've got very strong. The two supports are incredibly powerful on the side of ESPADA right now. Tusk and Bane, 2 of the stronger level 1 heroes. And not to, I mean, Misha Bane.
Yeah, we saw the saves earlier.
He was so good on the Bane in the last 2 games that we saw from him.
And some incredible stuff with those nightmares.
So the instant TP down bottom after they do that aggro. We've seen that like, I think 6 games now or something. Alrighty, we're underway. Grand finals.
Let's see what they can do here in this early lanes. It's down bottom. RTW Misha will be dealing with the aggression of No Fear and Non Grata.
They got a lot of right-click damage. Right away, this is what you have to do. Just start hitting that Night Stalker if he shows his face, because you've got the Luna Aura. Bane has 75 damage, plus a Brain Sap. So it looks like both of the supports on both sides. Tusk is pulling the top wave, that second one, and Bounty's pulling the one bottom. So we did see the Bounty Hunter do this in the last game as well. We have some mirror movements coming out.
Absolutely. Otherwise, both of these offlaners are going to have a very tough time.
Yep.
So making these require pull-throughs. And looks like at least No Fear is not going to have his pull being chased down by the support of the ESPADA.
Ooh, Nyx missed his first stun early game. Went for a lightning into stun play. Didn't quite get it. We'll get the D ward though in the mid lane, so he will use the Tango as well to eat it, so he gets double, that double extended regen. And now there's no vision on the high ground for Storm to aggro the creep wave onto his tower or into his side of the river. Still farming fine though.
Yeah, 9 for 2 against the 5 for 2.
Oh, Immersion! Look at this TP mid, trying to catch Iceberg off
something
guard.
out. Yeah. They've got the stun. Shard's down as well, but it's just a level 1 Tusk. So Iceberg will straight away go for the TP out, but he's not going to make it. Just enough damage between the two of them. Nyx and Immersion.
That is some communication becoming between the two of them there, because Iceberg, the creep wave actually got under his tower, so he pushed it out with Remnant. And then as soon as the 2 melee creeps and range creep are coming onto the high ground for Nyx, Lesh, the Tusk TPs before it's even there. That's a very heads-up play that they did there. I really like that move. Doesn't waste a lot of time either.
Yeah.
Tusk is already back top to help out this Pango. That was a great move. I love little things like that. And they waste the TP on the Storm too, so Iceberg has to take the walk of shame.
Down bottom, LTW farm looking pretty good at the moment, 11 for 6. Same to be said for PL up top, Silent, 12 for 4. As offlane wise, well, we'll actually see this replay once again. The TP reaction coming in mid, and Iceberg trying to TP himself back towards base. It looks like he'd make it. The damage just enough.
Yeah, it looks like he thought he got like the aggro from the creep wave, right? He had the fairy fire if he used it pre-TP, but still would have been very close.
Mid lane continuously being watched by the Tusk as Immersion will hover around in the neighborhood. In case there's another opportunity to go again.
They're
Top
making
lane.
him miss. They're making him miss so many last hits on the Storm, just constantly threatening with the stuns. And Immersion just keeps playing around this area, just waiting for the opportunity.
Any opportunity to get the shards. Nyx can find a setup stun. Does find a stun a little too deep underneath the tower to warrant a follow-up from the Tusk.
They saw the bounty rotating over. He walked through the ops ward bottom. He wasn't actually invis just yet. There's also a sentry already placed in mid. He's going to try to get that D ward probably. Let's see. Do they get it? They do. Tango for Iceberg.
I'll get it straight away. No fair. Comes in with the slice onto Nyx, but again, Immersion is around. Doesn't manage to catch anyone out with the shards. Up top, BZZ continuing to try and play around with the pull-throughs. Grabbing the creeps, dragging them right back behind his own tower so we can find some farm and not have to contest PL and Witchfox in lane middle. The snowball from Immersion slows down No Fear and Iceberg, making it impossible for them to chase down and finish off the kill on Nyx. Grada's coming from the side, but again, Misha, he's also there in the mid lane this time round.
Yeah, they had the vision of all this because that bottom ward that they placed in the river. So they see Nangrada moving over, and this is a level 3 Night Stalker at 4.5 minutes, and it's not a support. This is a core Night Stalker getting completely zoned off this bottom lane. Free farm Luna. And you love free farm Luna, right?
I mean, we've seen this hero. It will just single-handedly win the game if you get a good mouse command timing on Luna. The farm speed that she can achieve with her innate skills is something that just can't be matched by anyone else that's in the current meta. Trapped up. Silent jumping forward, trying to push Immersion away from the Witch Doctors. They will make an attempt onto the Tusk. Immersion getting himself back underneath the tower. Silent just needs one more Spirit Lance. In fact, doesn't even need it. Manages to run himself back in as the Phantom Rush is available once more, and they'll get themselves the kill.
Mid, they're trying to help out Iceberg Storm.
The body blocks from No Fear, but Nyx tries for the stun. Actually doesn't connect. Backup is there for Nyx, though. He pops the stick charges and with Immersion running in. They'll take down No Fear. The sleep out onto the Storm Spirit, holding Iceberg back for now. As Nangrada and Always Want to Fly, they did both TP in to help out the Storm, but they're unable to find any kill themselves.
They've helped him out, at least catch up in last hits, but yeah, net worth. And they're committing a lot to try to help him here too. Another sentry place to make the bounty can make moves. Bounty.
Top. Chasing down BZZ. Do they want to dive for this? They certainly look like they do want to. No Fear taking quite a few hits from the tower. He's got a de-aggro. Will do so in time, and Silence allowed to go in, get the kill. They get away with it, and they get out. Back towards mid. Iceberg getting surrounded, but he's turning towards Nyx with the Maledict. It's doing a lot of damage, and Nyx should pop, and he will. They get the kill onto the Leshrac. Immersion's pushed back, as they're finally able to sort of find that setup for Iceberg to get involved in a bit of action in the middle lane.
He wanted that last hit. He tried to get the overload attack on the uphill, but did miss. Another move in mid. There is a level 6 on the Storm now, though. And bottle delivered. You have the mana to get away,
Very
though.
low. He's got a bottle charger, but it's not going to be soon enough. He can't get out. Immersion will die in response. But No Fear, he gets cleaned up by Nyx. So overall, Nyx getting 2 kills, running down both Iceberg and No Fear.
Very nice. And Silent up top, getting pressured here.
BZZ. He's going to have the Swashbuckler back up in a second, and if he can land it on target, he's going to get the kill, surely. But oh, he misses. Off the mark.
Ooh.
Would have certainly have done it if he had made the connection, but Silent will manage to live another day.
Damn.
He'll run back towards BZZ, get some trade back in.
That was very close. During all this, too, No Fear, when he did the dive in top and in mid, he did put wards behind the tower, so they'll be trying to see the moves that are coming out here aggressively, in particular on mid on Iceberg, since they keep setting up for these aggressive movements. Try to shut down this Storm Spirit in the laning phase. Nangrada is now just trying to make sure he gets experience down bottom. Slow down a bit of this tower push, too. Oh, no fear.
Well, look at the chase. Up top. No fear. Can he
Got the
get himself
snowball.
away? Nix is heading over as well. They'll pick him up in the snowball. Close the gap. But the dust still on. No fear. No escape. There's immersion. Making the moves on his Tuscan. Setting up kills for the cause.
Picks up Arcane Boots at a very ideal time as well. Mana Boots his Pango. Mana Boots the Tusk too. So they can keep making these active movements. Very even farm between the PL and the Luna though.
It is.
Meanwhile, all this is
53-23.
happening.
49 for 13. Slight, I'd imagine, XP advantage maybe for the Luna. It just depends how much hand holding she's had down there. What level we got the Luna?
It's a little bit more for the Luna. She's been
it
left
is,
alone.
because of the denies and such. She's got
Yeah.
more space. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more denies, and the
Yeah.
Bane's been moving around a bit more.
Which is the dream if you can get away with it, having a core getting that much in the safe lane.
Yep.
Certainly has been the case. This Night Stalker has just not been a threat at all.
No.
12 for 2. It's a slow start for Mr. Nongrata. Level 4 at 9 minutes in. No, okay, he's level 5.
He's level 5
He's
now.
level 5. But still, it's been a very slow start for the Night Stalker.
Absolutely. I mean, it's this very strong dual lane, this Bane Luna, the right click damage. Whenever he steps up, he eats so much. But now,
They've got to help him
heavy
out.
smoke rotation.
In they go. Straight away. On top of ILTW. They'll go in with the zip. Iceberg looking for the kill. They've got a sleep actually buying some time for him. Is it actually going to be enough to save him? It is. ILTW will survive. And now the turnaround's there. ESPADA. They kill off Iceberg. They'll look towards Nongrata. And I mean, we saw it earlier today. Misha on the Bane with these nightmares, saving people time after time. And
Did he dodge? I think he made the Maledict get dodged with that sleep.
I
Right?
wouldn't.
There was
I
no
wouldn't doubt
Maledict.
it. He definitely dodged something.
He dodged a lot of damage, and I
He
believe he
did.
dodged the Maledict as well. Again, Misha with this Bane.
Like me, the combination Misha with his Bane there, and also just ESPADA as a team making these sort of reactive plays instantly, no hesitation, coming in to help the boys out from the backup.
And that's the aggressive movement that we talk about with Iceberg. He likes to be very active on this storm.
Oh, top lane, BZZ. They found him. Won't be able to roll his way out as Iceberg closes the gap and bursts him down with the remnants. But this lane just going for better. But we'll see it again down here. I think you're pretty.
Let me see.
I think you're bang on.
Yeah, it missed. He slept to dodge the. Oh my, that was so cool.
Is it not just a tick of it? The actual
whole entire
cast.
spell, yeah.
The whole entire spell didn't affect him because Misha was there.
Because I'm pretty sure he would have died to Maledict
Yeah.
with all the damage that was thrown on top. I was like, whoa. Yeah, that's super clutch timing. What a boss.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's have a look up towards top. What BCC, as we're seeing here, is level 6 immersion, level 4. Still, the farm for Silent looking very good,
Yeah, gonna have a very early diffusal picked up.
which they do need because Iceberg is
Oh, the grip in
slightly
mid.
falling behind, and there's the setup, the stun. Oh, they didn't quite get in time.
And now they're going under tower.
They're going pretty deep here, and with the cast, the turnaround play, it's going to be there as Nyx will fall. Immersion taking damage, and he's actually been tracked up as well. Can they finish off the kill? No Fizz trying to get in, but he's out of mana. Doesn't look like he'll find it unless Nongrata can get in, but it's a little too deep under the tower, so he won't die. BCC actually comes in from the side. Looks towards No Fear. He's ready to roll in with the Rolling Thunder. Looking for the chase down. Double ball action there as they come in with the Thunder and the Snowball. As they will crush the Bounty Hunter.
Iceberg lives though. During a full Fiend script,
I
they
mean,
didn't get the stun connection
They
afterwards.
they wanted to wait for the full duration of the Fiend script before the stone came in, but because they did that, there was the time for No Fear to come in, shuriken the Bane, and then that obviously just cancelled the whole sort of
Yeah.
trying to get the maximum efficiency out of the stun duration.
Ooh.
So understandable why Nyx on the Lesh was holding, but I think we'll see it again here.
Yeah.
As oh no, I think this is the
a
bit
bit
after
later
it. This
on.
is the bit
This is a bit
after it.
after.
Yeah.
This is just the snowball.
The
and
double
the,
balls. Oh,
Angle
yeah.
ulti. Annihilated.
Crushed.
I think he did get a deep ward down though while he was dying though, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he did place a deep ward. Another one. So with Bounty, that's probably the best thing you want to be doing is you put these deep wards so you can watch where the courier is going, you can watch where people are setting up for movements. I mean, Bounty is all about just map control and understanding where the enemy team is going so you can play around it.
Do you have this slight pause?
Yeah. Nongrata wanted to get involved so badly there too. he He just flew in trying to. He's like, please let me get some type of
Oh,
goal.
we're going to see the replay, I think, in the early bit. So the game will resume, but we'll see it again here. So they've got it. They're waiting for the stun. He didn't cast stun straight away, but as you see, bam.
It was the
Shuriken
shuriken.
comes in, the grip gets cancelled, and then the whole sort of chain combo that they wanted to go for is ruined by that play. So nice interrupt there for Nofa on his bounty.
Right place at the right time. Now fills up Iceberg's bottle. And Iceberg, level 9 now. How is our Lesh? Also, same exact amount of experience. Gold, of course, leading that Lesh, who's 6 and 2 at the moment, compared to 1-3 on Iceberg. So we got nighttime now kicking in. Darkness was used at around like that 11:20, 11:30 mark or something. So it was darkness into a nighttime. High duration. And the urn is now picked up, so they might look to get active here. They have got the track available, so they want to be taking fights as much as possible while Silent finishes up this defusal. Once Silent has defusal, then he can start joining in the fray with his team.
There we go. Can I get any sort of catch? Mid lane's going to be a hard target. The backup that's sitting there behind ILTW.
Looks like they want to turn this one into a tower.
Yeah.
With the PL. It's very low already. 200 HP. What's the SPADA's move that they want to make in response? BCC.
Well, Nofa's got eyes on him. Always want to fly there as well. With the cast, the Maledict, and the Death Ward, that should be enough to pop him. And it will.
More than enough.
So it's the track kill. They get themselves the tower.
If he can survive like another full second or so, and then he can get the Rolling Thunder, you can actually dodge all the majority of those Maledict ticks. So he could survive if he survives just a little bit longer there. Because, you know, of course, you're immune to magic during your Thunder.
Mid lane. Immersion. He's got his eyes on always want to fly. They have the ward down. Try and trap him up at least with the shards, but won't quite get the grab on him. So always want to fly, able to get himself back over to the safety of Iceberg.
It's kind of nice that the Witch Doctor always want to fly has gotten a couple of these kills too. Because when you're playing support in these type of games versus like when you have a bounty, you also want to be able to have the ability to counter ward their counter wards and get that vision control always. Farm Witch Doctor is also pretty scary, right? I mean, if this guy's already got a cloak. If he can get an early Glimmer Cape, that can cause some problems for the Last Strike.
And that's the diffusal for Silent. So we can now expect to see him really join in the fights.
Yep.
Between him, the bat, there's just so much chase down. If they can sort of find situations where ESPADA are slightly split up, they've got a lot of run down and go. Otherwise, team fight wise, it's going to be hard. There's an Eclipse, there's a Pango rolling around, and there's a Lesh in the midst of it all. They have to find these 1-by-1 pickoffs. 5v5s aren't going to be too easy anytime soon for Winstrike's lineup.
Unless they get of course, unless they kill someone at the start.
Yeah, if they've got the number advantage.
One outnumber, exactly.
Yeah, they'll snowball within the fights very well. With the
Absolutely.
tracks and the chase from the PL and the Night Stalker.
Bounty runes coming out. 15 minutes. Iceberg's going to claim 2 of them at least. And that's only 1 more minute left on this nighttime. So Nangrada's used this one to kind of just farm and catch up on levels.
I mean, all the night times so far have been slow ones. He's only 0-1-1. Hasn't really been able to find his place in the rotations during nighttime.
He will be going for the hood pipe, pipe / Crimson Guard build more than likely that we've been seeing so often on the Night Stalker. Very good Versailles magic damage that ESPADA does have. And Luna isn't. It's not like you don't really want to fight so much. Sure, you have Eclipse, but you have your Mask of Madness. This is a hero that you want to be able to just get as much farm as possible until you can get that Yasha BKB or Yasha Manta BKB, whichever choice you choose.
That's top. They're ready to go. Taking tier 2 towers. Sparta. Looks like a potential trade. We've just been by Winstrike focusing around that middle tier 1.
I mean, ESPADA trades way faster. They've got Luna Aura plus a level 3 Edict.
No, they'll do that much slower. Just Iceberg on the Storm Spirit. In fact, hitting that tier 1 tower. They still claim it, but that's, tier 2 for a slower tier 1.
But they get
the
tier
money
1
for...
and a tier 2.
Oh, yeah, on the top lane. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, bottom.
Yeah, bottom.
Bottom lane. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they got
They
2
did.
towers top, but they lost 2 towers for it. And, I mean, Silent got a lot of space. He just finished Defusal and now has a full hood.
Yes.
That's pretty remarkable. I mean, this is actually Winstrike. That's the way they want to play. They want to be split pushing like 1 or 2 lanes, forcing ESPADA to be grouped up all the time.
BZZ has got the Blink Dagger now on Pangoli.
Now they've got some better ways to actually catch and
They've got
start a
that.
fight.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can get in on top of them straight away with the Rolling Thunder, that'll buy them the time they need for a Snowball to follow up, for Nyx to come in with the stunt.
Immersion.
And they spotted him. They've got the track, and Immersion will put himself inside of a Snowball. But there is no escape for the Tusk.
Nangrata snags that kill there. He actually went for the medallion first before the hood.
Okay.
That's a good, I mean, any of these kills, doesn't matter if it's on supports, you got bounty. You're very happy with all those kills. I believe Always Wanna Fly actually has the Glimmer Cape if he wants to purchase it too on this Witch Doctor already. That's really early. Sure, they'll probably have reveal, or they should have some reveal already for the bounty anyway for the fights, but that can definitely catch people off guard this early on for a Witch Doctor whenever he chooses to buy it. And they're looking to stay on the aggressive here. Darkness is not available. It's still daytime.
Here we go.
Dire are scared.
ESPADA very much going to be prepared for this as they group up themselves by the tier 2. Heading out of the base as the format.
They're waiting to try to catch this bounty, placing sentries all over while standing on high ground. Spending a lot of gold on sentries, though, as we see happen. Bane, very poor, 1,100 net worth. And now an ancient stack being stolen right now by Silent on the right side. I think this was a triple.
Oh, yeah, not taking any sort of fight around here, Sparta. Letting him get away with this one for free. As Silent,
Look at his net worth. I mean,
indeed, he's shooting ahead on there, but nearly 2k ahead of those 2 cores of ESPADA.
in this pace of the game, it's pretty damn good for Winstrike right now. No Fear walks in, breaks the smoke.
They've got the high ground. A little slow there. They got to back off.
They don't have sentries, actually. They only have the dusk on the tusk. Dust on the tusk. Yeah. That's tongue twister.
Shards will come out. Try and block them. BZZ is pushing in the side. Tries to swashbuckle the courier. That's not going to work.
Try.
He's got the roll and he's got the TP, so he's out of there.
Okay.
They've got no way to cancel through that. And roll, of course, removing that trap.
Yeah, they don't have any BKB control.
No.
And they actually do catch. Wow, they actually catch Iceberg with just these two.
Just this
The Yules into stun, I guess.
perfect timing from Nyx. And a lot of damage, of course, as well. From this level 14 Lishrak. Well on the way to working towards his Bloodstone after that Yule Scepter.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't even have to use the Walrus Punch there. So.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Oh, they
attack.
head next. BZZ himself after the Blink Dagger trying to get his Yules online. See 20-minute runes. Immersion ready to contest, but No Fear's on top of it. In fact, No Fear, he's got friends. Immersion does manage to get the bounty rune, but it'll cost him his life. There's No Fear and Silent are there ready to punish him. Top lane, Nangrata looking towards BZZ, but he gets the swashbuckle out. Bottom lane, Always Want to Fly and No Fear. Trying to see if they can chase down for more.
They got Eyes of Misha for a second.
Wards drop down from Misha, so Misha knows exactly what's chasing
Iceberg's
him.
going for the bigger target, though.
He is. He's got the back of a Nangrata. And with that, they should be able to find it, and they do. They catch ILTW down and out in the middle lane. Now they go forward onto Nyx. Nyx getting surrounded. Nyx is going to fall as well. 2 big core kills back to back as they just get caught out, picked off one by one, and all alone in the middle lane. This is the strength of Winstrike's lineup.
And the
ESPADA
strength of-
can't give this to them.
Strength of the Kaya plus the Arcane Rune, the Dream. Able to make that long jump forward and still having more than enough mana to continue.
Is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
There we have it. Suddenly, the lead starting to build. 3k for Winstrike. Losing their 2 cores like that, ESPADA is... It really is the nightmare at the moment.
It is. They've lost a lot of map control.
And Roshan is up. We will see if either team does go for it. Neither team... Well, I mean, ESPADA's got the Luna lineup, so they can do it as a unit pretty nicely. But fighting around the pit...
Winstrike's got the medallion and the PL too,
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, If they ideally want to take a fight into it, though. Fight into Roche. And Iceberg has Orchid finish now, pretty much. So, Orchid Kaya, level 15. That 400 health talent coming into play, too, for Storm. It's actually so much health. 400 is a lot. 1700 HP with those strength shreds. I was talking away from the microphone there. Oops. I did that a lot.
Because I reckon it's got, cause you got this.
It's because I have, I know, because
this-
I've got the
how
double.
do you
It's
do this?
distracting me. Don't just leave it. It's fine. Thank you, Owen.
There you go. Now you went.
S and Y for PL and the Orchid for Storm Spirit. I mean, they're definitely looking for fights. Even if it's into like all these different ultis, I think they're recognizing that this Luna can't actually fight until the BKB is available. We've actually seen the switch completely on ILTW's item build. Dragonlance and straight into BKB rather than going for the Yasha or the Manta style. I mean, without BKB, he's just food.
Oh yeah.
And he spotted. He spotted down bottom. They see him walking down there with that ward they placed deep.
Oh, the ping comes out as well from No Fear. He wants to lead the charge down it. It is pretty deep, and they have to somehow maneuver their way through the jungle.
They saw the Tusk now too, though, so they know both.
Yeah.
It's just 2 heroes down here. They're pincering 3 heroes.
This is a scary place for LTW to be in. Is there any way he can get out? Instantly goes to the TP as soon as he sees Silent go onto Immersion. Immersion will fall, but there was no hesitation from that Luna. He was ready to just nope out of that bottom lane.
Yep.
So smart heads up TP play in
Three-man
response to
track.
that move.
They're doing a great job of playing around the map. Like Winstrike is just, they're pushing in these side lanes. The top lane is the only lane that's been pushed in for ESPADA, and that's the lane that they kind of want to be playing around. They don't want to be playing in their own jungle or in the mid lane, because that's Winstrike's territory during this time. So very scary for them to find safe farm for this Luna to finish the BKB, who she's very close to at least 500 more gold. They're gonna have to take a huge fight. They're gonna have to take a big fight though out of this BKB, because they're getting very out-resourced and out-economied. This PL just getting absolutely huge.
There we go.
They see ILTW again now with the ward. The quick zip.
They make the big zip.
Oh.
But the grips there from Misha. Silent straight away from Non-Grata as they'll look to turn, but immediately the Bane getting bursted down low. They have got the Eclipse. They've got the punch up. That's going to be the Storm Spirit taken out. No Fear as well. He'll fall as BZZ rolls in amidst the middle of them all. Jumps forward with a swashbuckle. There'll be a buyback from No Fear. Winstrike, can they keep this fight going? They have still surrounded ILTW and they do bring down the Luna. BZZ and Immersion on the retreat. So despite ESPADA being able to control the Storm and fight back and kill him off, overall, the team fight is just too hard for them to take once they've lost a key member, once that first sort of Eclipse has come out. As it was brilliant for them at the beginning to kill off the Storm, but just the overwhelming pressure of the rest of the team was too much. And Non-Grata, he is pretty tanky on this Night Stalk. He's running in, tanking a huge amount, and it's very hard for the team of ESPADA to peel him off the targets.
And they're hunting again. Can he get in range? It doesn't look like it for the cask. But this is, I mean, the vision game is really playing into favor of Winstrike. It's like these wards, they saw the Luna is farming up top. So the Storm makes the long zip forward. The bottom ward as well that we've had pointed out when they made the play aggressively. Just every single time it seems like they've just got much better map control.
Silent. Well, BZZ doesn't want to go for it. Pops the Thunder, but no intention of trying to chase down Silent. Was sort of hoping to see if they could get the chain stun if he headed up to the high ground.
That was before the BKB as well for the Luna, which was
True.
You know, at least ILTW he gets the kill. I think, did he get the last hit on the Storm? I didn't get to see if he got the last hit, but they got the Storm at least out of the Eclipse that happened earlier. I can't scroll up further, so.
You can.
Yeah, it's not letting me. I tried. He did not. Immersion got the last hit, so.
Oh, okay.
So now BKB for Luna, but no Eclipse.
No. So, Winstrike very much still in the position where they can absolutely look to fight.
Yeah, they've got 2 minutes till nighttime, but 15 seconds for darkness. And how's our Storm doing? Has a regen rune, so full mana after farming these Ancients and Creeps, and we'll be going for BKB next. And then, very tough to control. They've got Punch, they've got Fiend's Grip. Fiend's Grip being, of course, the best control, but...
Oh, another
an
Arcane Rune.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have got to be so careful. He's got in the bottle, so he won't pop it straight away.
Yeah. Nyx is also scared as the Slash until the BKB is available versus this team that just has such far jump potential. on the side of Winstrike. So he's trying to get that one as fast as he can. 11 to 15. So 5k gold lead, 5k experience for Winstrike. As they continue to have, for the most part, the map control in this game. Constantly pressuring in, actually all 3 lanes. Just keeping looking for fights.
And with the charge, Silent.
Spot to catch anything here. Silent has a Reaver now. It's
Thing.
getting to critical mass stage very soon. Once that heart comes out, I don't know how they bring this man down. They haven't at all anyway. 703.
SPR is massive. Absolutely massive. As they have just created the perfect amount of space for in this game, Winstrike.
Yep.
As Immersion doesn't nearly have the blink ready for those save plays to come out from him.
They're getting...
Snowball.
I mean, ESPADA is getting out economied pretty hard because they're being forced to run around as we see here, like this. Like 2 or 3 heroes sitting behind each other constantly. While Winstrike, they're just looking for plays to happen to get this track online over and over again. They have to defend their course. Otherwise, they will get picked out from that far jump that we were talking about from the storm. Definitely a bit scary right now for ESPADA.
4K lead, 15 to 11.
Yep.
And this game 1 of best of 5.
I mean, they're having so much trouble keeping their lanes out. It's constantly just being shoved into their side because, like I was saying, like they're sitting behind each other, so they can't actually split up so well. Because if they do get split up, they get picked. So it's just a really scary position that they're put in now, when the lanes didn't go as they had initially wanted. They got a couple of those kills, but then losing that map control just so costly versus a bounty hunter team.
We should be good to go relatively soon. Just waiting on the 2 teams. Looks like they've got some lag issues.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to get back in.
It's at 30 seconds, so yeah, just bathroom.
Bathroom break. Oh,
What is WC water closet? Is that what it is?
yeah,
Right?
it is indeed. We've had some controversies on that in the past. I guess it's not in the rules. So I
They
guess
weren't
it's
the ones who
allowed.
paused. That's the thing.
That's
ESPADA
fine
paused
then.
and they
Alright,
ran really
that's
quick
true.
to the
Dude, if the
bathroom, so-
opponents are pausing, I'm going straight to the toilet. Yeah. Screw them. They want to pause, they're having a pause. They want me to wait for them, they're going to have to wait for me.
What do we got coming out of career? So always want to fly a lot more sentries, as we talked about before, and a smoke. So they're ready to fight. Even without this BKB on the storm, they've got Arcane Rune. Iceberg wants to get those track kills going.
There we go. We're back in. Back on. Mid lane, no fear.
They don't have the deep wards at this moment right now for the side of Winstrike. Usually they have had pretty deep ones down to watch the movements, but right now their vision is a bit limited. They've got that, that side tinker ward that we like to call on the left, and then only a defensive ward in the mid. But they make the way in the pit with this medallion. PL also having more than enough sustain from the Witch Doctor.
Where's the BZZ Pango? That's what they need to get in this.
That's what they need.
They can get the Pango in there, they're going to have a good time.
It is scouted.
Got to watch this jump. They've got to get in the pit. They're certainly going to look to try and do so. There's BZZ. It's got to be prepared. Here we're always toying with the other thing. I'm waiting to see it, but they're already out of the pit. They're fighting outside. Tracks out onto Immersion. They've got the grip hook.
Oh no.
No, he grips the illusion, Misha. He went for the wrong target, and now they're going to go full in. But ILTW is there with the Eclipse. BZZ going with the Rolling Thunder, able to cancel the Death Ward. Coming back in on top of Nograda with the Swashbuckle. But overall, Iceberg zipping in, bringing the Luna down low. The Snowball has come into play as Iceberg will keep his distance. He's low on mana. Immersion tracked. Still everybody alive at this moment in time. As they're hunting for Iceberg, he's so low on the mana, does not have a TP.
Oh my god.
As he's just hoping and praying that they do not come searching around that deep around the tree line. Now Silent. Leading illusions in again. They'll look towards Immersion, get the Spirit Lance out, but the sticks pop. Immersion still sitting pretty healthily. BZZ in, and Iceberg did. I don't think he showed himself. I think he's still not. They don't quite see him, but they do get the stun on to always want to fly. First casualty of the fight. BZZ is looking for more. Yules set up onto Nograda. They'll surround him with the shard block. Another Yules. Nyx getting the timing for the stun as ESPADA will take 2. Iceberg still somehow trying to find his way back to the safety of his half of the map.
They saw it for a second. They know. Run, Iceberg.
He's managed to regen up a decent amount of mana. So he should be okay. As he's got a fair bit of zip. As the swashbuckle and the self-fuels, in fact, from BZZ. They're off the mark.
Nangrata actually used the buyback to make sure that they can try to secure
I mean,
this
yeah,
Roche.
he knows the Roche fight's going to go down.
That was the BKB plus the Luna ulti, but nobody died actually in the
It was a
in the
very
midst-
slow,
in the
yeah.
fight. It was pretty weird.
Just two people dying at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Just what the Night Stalker and the Witch Doctor. That was it.
Bounty runes come out. Always want to fly actually TP's bottom to make sure that he can get those two. I mean, yeah, that was a wild fight. It went for like a full minute. I think the BKB came back online for the Luna at the end of the fight. They don't really have that like hard lockdown on the side of Winstrike. If Iceberg doesn't get the initial jump pull, it's very hard for them to do so.
Full Crimson Guard as well, finished for BZZ.
Okay, so I mean they already tanked through most of the damage coming out from that PL.
Yeah.
Now the Crimson Guard's gonna make it even harder for Silent to actually get in there and do that damage. Iceberg now has BKB finished though, so now he's gonna feel a lot safer because he was very careful in that last fight of how he jumped in.
Always want to fly. He's got vision onto Misha straight away with the paralyzing cast, the malady, the death ward. Misha gets low, but there's the jump in. With the rolling thunder and the snowball, they'll burst down the Witch Doctor and take down the Night Stalker as well. Again.
Bane will probably die though unless
got
he
the
dodges
Nightmare
the
dodge.
Maledict. He
Yeah.
dodged the Maledict.
It's Misha, of course he is. Dodging every single one of them. He'll play his way out. Gets healed back up to full with the urn. And again, this time, always want to fly. Buying back. They have to keep themselves ready to fight around this pit.
Yep, got to keep that presence around there. Nangrada's dead for quite a bit though, because he did buy back before that. So 30 seconds on this Night Stalker. Silent does now have a heart though. In that last fight, when they were fighting near the secret shop, he didn't have it. So he got low, and he actually just had to ditch the fight. Now if he gets low, he can back up, re-engage, and heal.
Outside to get the punch onto No Fear, but straight away Iceberg goes in with the BKB, the Fiend's Grip. It's going to catch him. There's the Shuriken bounce, though. No Fear able to cancel it.
Oh.
To trouble use going in. And in fact, with the damage and control, have they got enough? They have. They take down two. Double kill for Iceberg, but the buybacks come out from ESPADA. Both of them getting straight back in. Silent gets cornered, stunned up, and Silent will fall.
He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 70. That's a Roche.
That absolutely is. The two buybacks, no hesitation from ESPADA as they throw everything into this fight. They know that the Witch Doctor at least had already used the buyback, and they know that half finish, there's a high chance that the PL cannot get back into the game. So they go straight to the pit. Against three, I mean, yeah, they've got this. There's no way the Winstrike head over. As after a very tough portion of the game from both sides around the pit, ESPADA will come out on top. Look at that Aegis.
Yeah, they don't have the... I mean, they're not getting the control on ILTW before the BKB comes out. So the Crimson Guard comes out, BKB on Luna, and he just Mask of Madness she stands her ground and just rips them apart with all that physical. I mean, she did 4,000 damage in that fight.
This whole build-up to this area of the fight. And, I mean, Iceberg, he went straight in.
Yeah. Insta grip, but like you said, the Shuriken cancel it. It looks like a
Oh, wait,
decent
no.
fight. 'Cause they
Actually, it
jump
looks
forward.
like he cancelled it
Oh, he
himself.
canceled himself. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked at the Shuriken bounce.
I
But look at
thought
that.
it did,
ILTW with Crimson Guard just holds his ground.
Yeah.
They can't dish enough damage through all that mitigation.
And the Silent just getting surrounded. There's mid lane. Tier 1 tower will be taken as well. 2k lead now for ESPADA.
Alrighty.
17 for 17, though, 33 minutes in. Silent still the core, sitting at the top of the net worth. In this game, a very close start in the best of 5 between these two sides. As both teams still could take it. All about getting those jumps and all about, for Winstrike at least, shutting down or getting the Luna sort of disabled before she's able to sit there BKB and punch away.
Yeah. The locations for the fights as well for ESPADA have been like so ideal, right? These little clustered areas when you have a Pango on your team and a Luna, you're just bouncing between the walls, Eclipse is hitting everything. You're scared as a non-BKB unit walking into those team fights at all on the side of Winstrike. They have to try to get the numbers advantage, pick somebody off before the fight starts. Especially right now when they're playing into the Sages. So ESPADA feeling much more comfortable to push up, try to regain some of this map control that they'd lost for so long. Get themselves these towers.
Is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This top will be a freebie here. So we'll bottom.
Oh,
Tier 2
Tusk.
for tier 2.
He's coming in, Nangrata does spot this out.
Oh, maybe they can't finish this tier 2 off. Indeed, with the TP, Iceberg's in trouble. Fiend's Grip straight away from Misha. Iceberg does still get the zip off. BZZ jumps forward with the Rolling Thunder, looks towards Non-Grata. They've taken down No Fear, and now Non-Grata surrounded by 5. No escape for the Night Stalker either, as ILTW picks up a double kill.
Great setup there. The Tusk TP super early by himself. They kind of, it looks like Non-Grata thought maybe they could turn onto the Tusk before everyone else comes in, but reinforcements arrive very quickly, and they just throw their lives. That was literally just, Iceberg, you get out, we die. ESPADA making very good moves together as a unit.
They really are.
Now they've got this gem too on the Pango. So they're always going to get rid of all that vision control that Winstrike did have. Also watch where the bounty hunter is positioned. And BZZ, he's super tanky, and he had a Maelstrom queued up, which I really was hoping he didn't buy. And he does switch. He's going to go just for guarding Greaves.
Oh, it's much better. They don't need more damage. It doesn't feel like at all. They just need to keep each other alive.
Yeah, keep each other eyes. They've got the
Luna and the
Lash.
Lash. They're the ones doing the deeps.
I mean, if he can also, I mean, guarding Greaves will be great if he gets silenced up. Sure, he has the Yules already, but anything to keep himself or his teammates alive just that much longer. And now Nyx with a full Shiva's guard too, on top of a 10-second BKB for this Leshrac.
They are playing very well as Sparta. This as coming into this series, I would have felt, that from what we knew, that Winstrike would be a considerably stronger side. But this time, Winstrike, they got themselves a bounty hunter, and they are still losing. That 19 to 17, pretty close on the kill score, but still being 5k behind when you're the team with the bounty. That's not a great place to be in. You should expect, with those sort of kills, to be considerably ahead in net worth, having a bounty hunter on your team. But it's just not been the case. And maybe at the end of the day, the whole sort of draft idea for Winstrike of taking that bounty away by picking it first themselves has sort of worked against them. It's not really quite the bounty impact that we saw from Immersion when ESPADA get it themselves.
Yep. ESPADA just seems to be they seem prepared. In a lot of these situations, they always seem to have reveal down, and they've not been splitting up. They've been still walking around. It's costed them a little bit in economy in the earlier game, but it's started to work out now when they can just take those fights. And BZZ has gotten super farmed on this Pango. He has 176 last hits, and I believe Non-Grata only has 90 on the Night Stalker. I mean, Non-Grata's had a rough game.
Yeah, had a very, very tough lane at the start.
Yeah.
And it really has had its impact. We saw in the first kind of 2-3 nights, he just couldn't get much done at all because of the fact that he was under-leveled as this core Night Stalker.
Yeah, and as we talked about, it's like the team fight. You just look at it. ESPADA, they have a lot of team fight overall. While Winstrike, they're very single target oriented. Now maybe with the Shivas, Storm is a lot more durable. 9-second BKB plus Shivas. Do they have the control now?
They look to lead in with the Yules. Immersion coming forward, but the BKB comes out straight away. The Glimmer Cape as well. Iceberg's going to be able to zip straight forward towards the Bane. Take down one. Now look for more potentially. No, they want to get out. They've lost the bounty. They've lost the Witch Doctor. Iceberg will zip himself back to safety, up to the high ground. But now, ESPADA, they can push with 4.
Yeah, full B-Fly on this Luna right now.
They've got the creeps coming in. See how confident they feel without the Bane, and it doesn't look like they want to try and contest the high ground.
They lost the Aegis as well. It just timed out. So they got a little bit spooked to continue.
That's Non-Grata. He's heading out.
They've got vision from the Sigil. No Fear pings the high ground, but he was actually just on top of a Sigil. And Silent trying to get this MKB now on the PL, since that Butterfly was finished at a pretty early time on ILTW's Luna.
Oh, it really was.
They are suffering to break through and get the damage applied onto this lineup. I mean, if Crimson Guard popped in BKBs, they don't really have that physical damage to break through all this until that Crimson starts to wear off, until they can start outnumbering and outlasting these ultimates that ESPADA does have.
Mid lane. Iceberg zips forward. BZZ, toying with the idea of jumping in, won't go for it. Nyx will show himself.
Look out there, it's just hugging the Luna, just non-stop.
Yeah, they know that If they can stop RCW from getting bursted at the start of the fight, they will,
Always want to fly.
yeah, they've got the trap. They don't have the sentry down themselves, though. Vision not quite in range. So always want to fly. Will be able to slide himself away over the shards.
That might have been their last ward, though. I'm checking. They've got one more. They just had placed it down and got instantly dewarded. So he's really struggling to get vision down versus that gem and the sentries they've been carrying. They're just trying to split up the map. Both Iceberg on top lane, Silent on bottom lane. Just trying to pick people off when they split up. BZZ. Considering something in the mid lane here.
Still yet to spend his gold as well.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Well, he doesn't really have the slots because he wants to keep the javelin.
Sure,
he's the
I
gem
guess he's gonna
carrier, and he
buy
needs
this
the
one.
full
Yeah.
greaves
Yeah.
in order to actually have the item slots for this. So here comes the smoke.
Nix will get zipped on straight away. Iceberg finds the opener, the tracks down, and Nix will yield himself up in the air. BZZ does come in with the 3-man rolling thunder, when it will buy time for Nix to deny himself. Nix gets the Bloodstone denied. Winstrike will look to chase for more, though. If they go straight towards the Tusk, find him, find Immersion, look towards BZZ now as well, and they manage to get that Pango too.
Did they see the gem, though? Iceberg saw the gem.
They got it.
Grada's going to get it. This is what we've been talking about over and over again. They have to wait until they can find anyone split up,
go
and they
one
found
by
the opportunity.
one by one.
One by one. The Bloodstone comes out, sure, but they lose quite a lot there. Losing that gem is going to really diminish their map control quite a lot. And I think that was right when the MKB was picked up on Silent. They got the MKB and it was go time. Trying to find that fight.
Still sitting on a healthy 16 Bloodstone charges though, Nix. Yep, despite that. Suicide?
That cuts the whole net worth advantage, though. It was approaching a 7k net worth lead for ESPADA. It's now in favor of Winstrike just from that one move. The power of 5-man tracks. And yeah, with this gem now acquired, they can clear out some of this vision that was placed earlier. Still the high ground one placed since Night Stalker can't hunt in the night at the moment.
Over they go.
Will they catch the Night Stalker? They want to try to get their gem back. They're all making their moves over. They don't have the Pango just yet. He's starting to come.
Nix is chasing straight in. They've got the vision from the ward. On Grada will be forced down to the low ground, so they can't quite get the Yule set up. And to have to deal with these side lanes. So RTW heads over. He's got the money pretty.
They're smoking. They want to try to take this fight. Mid-wave is kind of just sitting there, but this could be known from ESPADA if they see this mid-wave too far. They're starting to ping it out. They're starting to see something's going on here, it seems. They think the smoke's actually going into their jungle. They're going to claim the high ground anyway.
There they go. Who's going to get jumped on? RTW's there. They spotted him straight away with the track. They're going to move in, but he pops the BKB. Turns towards Silent. Silent with his own BKB, but there's the Fiend's grip holding Silent in place. Non-Grotto comes across with a Void on top of the Bane to cancel the grip. A defensive snowball comes into play, buying time to keep the side of ESPADA alive, as that's going to mean that 2 are dead on Winstrike. Iceberg now sits forward. He's got the grab, pulling him in. Can he finish off the kill on him? He can. Buyback immediately, though, from ILTW, as Iceberg still BKB'd, but now it's 1-up. He'll zip back over to the safety of Non-Grata, but the Yule setup. He's been caught out. Have they got the stun? They don't. Iceberg will be able to zip up to the high ground. The snowball follows through, but Silent, he's ready to come back in. Straight on top of BZZ and Immersion as he takes down the Tusk. BZZ falling very, very low. That shield crash bonus damage resistance keeping him alive as he'll be able to swashbuckle back up to the high ground. So both teams spending buybacks there in that case. One on the side of ESPADA being the Luna, and over on Winstrike, of course, both the Witch Doctor and Night Stalker buying back.
They tried to fight and kind of reset, right? They jumped in, they forced the BKB from the Luna. Silent got gripped though, which made everybody be like, oh my god, we need to just run in and save our PL. They're able to.
We'll see it again here.
Because it looked like Silent was just trying to force the BKB and then back off, but the grip comes out, so then they're forced to kind of fully engage and commit. Because Iceberg, if you see on the top left of your screen soon, he sits there just waiting for the opportunity to jump all the way until Luna's BKB goes down. You're going to see him, well, now you see him a little bit, kind of just sitting there waiting and waiting. Those BKBs start to go down. That's the opportunity to jump forward.
No. It's a good play indeed from Iceberg, allowing them to sort of get the kills in return, forcing, as we say, the Luna to buy back. So now it is this sort of scary position for ESPADA. Their Luna does not have buyback. Winstrike, it was of course just, well, look, I say just, it was still a core Night Stalker, but it was the offlane Night Stalker and the Witch Doctor who don't have buybacks, all their other cores in good positions.
Yeah, well worth it. I mean,
As at least for RTW, despite not having the buyback, he does still have the money to finish off his Satanic.
sure.
And in fact, a full heart on the Leshrac.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. He had the Hex queued up for quite a
He's
while,
changed
but
it, so he just wants to go full beef.
he wants to just be in the.
Heart
He wants to
and
be the
Shiva's
front line.
Guard? Yeah.
Him and the Panga want to be the front line for the Luna. They make the way in the pin, like you said. Satanic is finished.
That is, I mean, that's got to be one of the tankiest Leshracs I've seen in a while. 3,600 HP on the Lesh. Nick's ready to go, tanking Roshan. As they'll find it without any sort of involvement from Winstrike. They're not heading towards the pit. This is a free Roshan.
That's huge. Now it's a Luna who didn't have buyback, hasn't aged just yet. No fear. Is that his first chat wheel of the game? Oh, this guy usually spams chat wheel. They actually get away with that one.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll see how much they look to do with it.
Now it's going to change the game plan, right? Because Winstrike, they still want to be trying to outnumber. But they do have the Hex also finished for Iceberg, which
Oh,
can
look at this, always want
be
to
a
fly.
bit different.
Finding the opening onto Misha. Misha's going to be safe for now. The snowball comes out from Immersion. His Immersion straight towards the illusion. Iceberg zips in with the BKB. He's looking for that backline target. Does manage to find the Hex, but does he have the damage? He doesn't. RTW is still sitting at full health. PZZ jumping around the Rolling Thunder. Non-Grata able to jump his way down to low ground as he flies through the night. They've only lost Misha at the moment. Always want to fly going for the TP out, but there is a snowball. Will hold him back. So they do manage to find the trade. 1-for-1 for the supports. And Mr. Winstrike getting out of there.
Yeah, they're so tanky when that Crimson Guard and Guardian Greaves now. So Crimson Guard and Guardian Greaves gets popped. And this Lesh build, I mean, 30 armor, 3,700 HP.
He's tanky.
Iceberg was just tickling them. Iceberg might be able to find a kill here, though. Okay, he's on the shards.
And so there's those fights very hard. Iceberg zips on top of ILTW, hexes him, but if the rest of the team aren't there, then the Crimson Guard gets popped by BZZ. He has not enough damage to really put any sort of dent into the armor of Luna.
The dream for them is if they can somehow get this Pango out of position. If they can just kill him before the fight starts.
BZZ just offers so much in these team fights.
Yeah.
The grip onto No Fear. They've found him. Finding the bounty out and alone.
So much about this gem control. Right? As soon as they got their gem back, they're able to start making the moves and catch this bounty over and over again. So Silent is level 25 and has chosen the crit. That happened a little bit ago, but has the crit, almost has a full Abyssal Blade finish too. Uh-oh, Witch Doctor.
They've found another. Outside of the base, they've got Always Want to Fly too. Both supports caught out. Both supports without buyback.
Level 25 Lash too, now 50 Edict Explosions.
Trying to clear out the wave as he zips forward with the Shiva's Guard.
This dies so fast though, Luna and Lesh.
How do they stop this? They may just have to let this mid-brax go. As they're halberd onto the Luna for now. BZZ jumps forward with the Swashbuckle, cleaning out the illusions from Silent. Silent looks to lead in, but it's getting stunned. Silent has to doppelgang. Silence is there as well onto the Lesh, but it doesn't matter. The towers, the barracks, and the mid lane have gone, and they're looking for more. Straight up to the top lane they head, ESPADA. Onto this tier 3 tower. How do Winstrike put a stop to this? Silent. Illusions out onto ILTWs, low on the mana. He can still stand his ground. His continued right click does get bashed up by Silent. Zip 4 from Iceberg as he looks towards the backlines, gets the Hex, but again, then Sleep. Buying time. Misha saves BZZ, allows him to turn with the Rolling Thunder as he goes straight in. Gets the stun off onto the PR. They're trying to force him back to safety as he will be able to doppelganger through the trees and get back. But the Rags, they're in trouble. A second set of Rags being taken by ESPADA as there's nothing, as it seems, that Winstrike can do to stop this Luna push. Maybe they can find something on the retreat.
They've got a lot of
It's
tracked
still
heroes.
hard. Silent jumping in, but BZZ goes for the Swashbuckle. Snowballs there as well. Silent pots the BKB. Iceberg zips forward straight away, looking for the easier target as he goes towards the Bane. Zips across towards ILTW, but the BKB and the Eclipse is out as ILTW ready to turn. Double kill for the Luna, and now No Fear falls as well. Buyback from Iceberg, buyback from No Fear. Iceberg zipping into the midst of it all, but the punch
Iceberg
comes through. He's locked down. Iceberg has to zip out. He's low on mana, low on health. As he goes for the retreat, Non-Grata getting chased as ESPADA just taking control of each of these fights now at a 12k advantage. They are trying to chase No Fear and Non-Grata and Silent, but can they really get these kills? IOTW is going for the TP. Silent doesn't get a chance to try for the bash. Has to doppelganger to dodge the spurs of immersion. Will chase down the Tusk, so they'll at least get something. Iceberg zipping in deep, seeing if he can find an extra catch. He knows that BZZ's there, and he'll go for it. Straight in. Deep, aggressive play from Iceberg. With the Hex, has he got the damage, though? No, the Silence is on the wrong target. So he did have the greaves anyway, so it didn't matter. But either way, BZZ gets away from Iceberg's attempts.
They're just too tanky in these fights. He tried to focus on the Pango, gets the silence up, but then Greaves gets popped, Crimson Guard gets popped, and it just seems like after that, the fight just seems super difficult for them. Too much sustain coming out. And this is them with, sure, 9k gold lead, but they've got 4,000 gold on Lesh, 4,000 on Pango, 8,000 on Luna. They've got a lot more that they can just keep gaining. Does not seem like Winstrike can really take these head-up fights. I mean, this Roshan, right? This last Roshan that they got, that Aegis and Cheese enabled them to just go to the high ground, claim a Rax, go to top, be a little bit safer in doing so. Even though they already seemed very strong, it just allows them to take that kind of risk.
And I think as we saw around that point, they probably would be kicking themselves a bit, because that was a Roshan that if they could have contested, it was they had everyone alive, they just weren't aware. As we are really seeing sort of the knock-on repercussions of that event being allowed to go ESPADA's way.
Mm-hmm. Six-slotted PL, pretty much six-slotted Storm Spirit as well. Some can place. Orky can go Bloodthorn and Boots can go something else, but ESPADA, they're looking to take out this last set. They're feeling how strong they are when they're all grouped up, how tanky they truly are.
Here we go. The smoke from the low ground, though. Can they really kick things off? BZZ's on the high ground. He's got perfect vision for everything to set up. The BKB's coming out from Winstrike. Silent trying to go in with the BKB. He gets punched up by Immersion. On the side, always want to fly. Manages to get a good duration out of the Death Ward as it punches into Misha. They have taken down the bait, but now IOTW turns up with the Eclipse. Non-Grider gets cut down. They have the Yule set up onto Silent as well. The stun won't connect, but it doesn't matter. The damage is enough. Silent's gone for 2 minutes. BZZ jumping in. Looking towards Iceberg as Iceberg will zip himself away. As the GG is called. And ladies and gentlemen, ESPADA take game 1 of this best of 5 for quite a game 1 indeed. And it seems we are in for quite a treat of a series. 51 minutes in, 13k lead at the end of the day for ESPADA. But my goodness, did both teams put a fight in this game 1.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of individual plays coming out between both sides. Decision making from ESPADA in that game was very good. They stuck together. They didn't really allow Winstrike. At one point, sure, Winstrike was starting to get some more economy out of the map because they were sticking together, but they weren't hemorrhaging kills all over the place. And dude, BCC's Pango in these team fights, every time they took the fights in an area where he could get successful ultis off, hit pretty much his entire team with Crimson Guard and Guardian Greaves. That was very well done by ESPADA.
And the Misha Bane once again.
Misha Bane.
I think you got to be careful about letting them take a ban. I guess you don't really want to ban it, but maybe you just have to take it yourself, because Misha's saves have really been something. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was game 1 between these two teams. Don't go anywhere. We are going to cut to a short break, but we will be back very soon with the draft of game 2 between ESPADA and Winstrike, as ESPADA sit 1-0 in the lead.